We have made it to Thursday. Hope everybody's having a good morning so far. This is Three Man Front on Jocks. Pat Landrum, Molly Conrad, the whole gang back together as we get you to the weekend. We are just, 48 hours away from football across the great Southeastern Conference footprint. Auburn on the road, Bama on the road, UAB off this weekend. So got plenty to talk about. We'll go to Tuscaloosa next hour, talk to Rodney Orr from Tider Insider, also Rob Pate. Very interested to hear what Dr. Pate has to say about the Auburn football program as they get ready to go play at Arkansas. And Brett Norsworthy, our weekly visit with him as we get ready for another interesting game for the Ole Miss Rebels. They did not bode very well on the road last week. This week, they're in Norman, Oklahoma.
You got to be careful out there. Watch the officials out there.
Very much so.
Watch that tricky Arbuckle as their offensive coordinator. He runs.
You never know what
weird
kind of
stuff.
play.
No, you never know.
Those crazy flag football-like plays.
I'm just saying, Pete Golding, be ready.
Oh, Pete will be ready.
Be ready for it.
Pete's taken a lot of abuse over in the Magnolia State.
Show him the still shots 3 times before the game. Make sure everybody's clear on that.
Yeah, when you have your pregame meeting with the Whitecap.
Yes.
And let's go ahead and get this out of the way now because I'm sure we're going to get some text messages.
We will.
I'm not going to speak for everybody on the show. I'm just going to speak for myself. Until I get something verified, I'm not going to talk about it, and I'm not going to bring it up. And I know there has been a story that has been circulating on social media, and not saying it's false. I'm not saying it's true, but
can't verify it.
We take responsibility here for, I know we like to have fun, but we will take responsibility, and we take things very seriously in regards to reporting certain things. And we will not discuss whether something is true or not in regards to officiating in the Southeastern Conference.
Correct.
Period. So I know there's been a lot of people. I know people were texting in to the Damian Mitchell show this morning with Conrad Van Order. And the text messages, I understand that they were kind of coming after y'all because y'all weren't talking about this reporting that is being done about SEC officiating.
Well, and I understand, right? Because some people, I guess, had the mindset of, funny that if this affected Alabama, would we be talking about it? But because it's an Auburn thing, is that why you're not discussing it? But Pat, you summed it up perfectly, right? Doesn't mean that the report's right, doesn't mean the report's wrong, but there's a reason I would say that you've only seen it from one source, and as it continues to be that way, I think we're done talking about it.
Yeah, I mean, I could teach a whole class about slander and defamation based on the fact and the number of times Paul and I were sued, and where one of our cases actually is case law at the Alabama Supreme Court level, but just not going there. So until we see it,
if it is verified that it's true and the published report is true, then that's really good scoop. But until then, not going to talk about it.
Nope, not at all. So we got that out of the way. Just check that box into discussion on that front. Meanwhile, there's a lot going on outside of college football. And this morning, and I know Mac and Cube spent a good bit of time talking about it, but Portland Trailblazers coach Chauncey Billups and Miami Heat guard Terry Rozier, they were arrested this morning. A pair of investigations by the FBI. You got the player that was arrested this morning in Orlando, right?
Terry Rozier.
Yeah, he was arrested. They had played last night.
He did not play.
He did not. I know he didn't play, but his team did.
He played, yes.
And that's why he was in Orlando. And so this morning at the team hotel, he was arrested. And Billups' arrest was done there in Oregon. It was made part of a separate but related illegal gambling case linked to an illegal poker operation tied to the mafia. That's according to ABC News. So this is a developing story, and this will continue to probably dominate most of the headlines. Also, former Cleveland Cavaliers player and assistant coach Damon Jones was arrested on charges that he provided inside information about NBA games to co-defendants who used it to place sports bets. So there's a lot of different angles going on here, but once again, Landrum, it's about gambling operations in professional sports.
Yeah, and if this comes out and this is true, and these guys are convicted of doing this, I'm looking at Rozier. He's in the final season of a 4-year, $96.3 million contract. What are you doing if this is true?
Unbelievable.
What?
Of all the sports I could play professionally and not gamble in, it would be the NBA, because you can be a eighth man on the depth chart, and you could make $25 million.
Your great grandchildren would never have to work if they didn't want to.
Nope.
You just be smart with it. Goodness.
Yeah. So and it's coming on the heels of less than 24 hours ago, the NCAA.
This is why I never would play the NBA when I did play.
True. The NCAA now makes it official that college athletes and school staff members can bet on pro sports beginning on November 1st. Now, all three divisions, they have approved the change per the NCAA. Now, this does not change the NCAA rule forbidding athletes from betting on college sports. The NCAA also prohibits sharing information about college competitions and bettors. The NCAA also will continue to deny any type of advertising for any NCAA championship events. So penalties and violations, staff members found in violation of the rules, they will be terminated immediately from the school, from their employment. And the severity of a penalty depends on the nature of the extent of the violation. So it's just ironic how the NCAA yesterday says, you know what, it's okay. Y'all want to bet. That's cool. Do it on pro sports. And then the FBI launches this big sting this morning that gets all these people arrested and just, wow, just crazy.
We're going to start incentivizing guys with NIL contracts. Hey, you like to bet. Rumor is you like to bet on professional football. We're going to give you a $50,000 whatever in the account of your choice that you can bet on. Hey, a lot of these kids, they're making hundreds of thousands, in some cases millions of dollars.
Mm-hmm.
I do feel for the kid who does have a problem, who does have a gambling issue that is not getting that, and we see where that can go. But, okay, let them do it.
Speaking of gambling, if you had Missouri State last night, they were a slight underdog in their game against New Mexico State. Hey, Conference USA, you got to give them credit. The last two nights, they have had exciting games. It was a late night game. I stayed up for this one. This was over like 11:30. And Missouri State in overtime. So the second night in a row that the final game of the night turned out to be an overtime game. And I can't say it was a good game because
you were entertained, though.
Yeah, just because of the fact of I had Missouri State. So, yeah, I mean, that's why I was entertained. But the whole point of it is that it's just bad football. I'm not taking a shot at Conference USA. I'm not taking a shot at Jacksonville State. But this is just simple stuff that you would not see watching, Little League football. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just like one time the New Mexico State quarterback is rolling out. He's got nobody open, okay? Zero. Pockets flushed. He's going out to his left. He's going to throw the ball away. He's out of the tackle box. Going to throw it away. He's not even good enough to throw it out of bounds. Like, he throws it 20 yards down the field, and the DB from Missouri State literally had 5 yards before he was out of bounds, and he caught the ball for an interception.
Huh.
And I'm not over-exaggerating here. I mean, seriously. It was one of the worst interceptions. The dude can't even throw the ball out of bounds. He throws it to the other team for an interception. Maybe he should be investigated.
Were the jerseys similar? I'm just trying to think. Maybe, corner of his eye, he thinks he has a guy downfield.
Is there a lot of wind? A lot of wind?
No, I appreciate you asking that question.
I'm trying to be optimistic.
But I'm going to let you, on the Google machine in there, I'm going to let you pull up a Missouri State, New Mexico State clip on YouTube. And we'll get his reaction live on that question on whether it was No, go ahead. Turn your mic on. I want people hear you laughing.
Well, one of the jerseys is very clearly white, and the other one is very clearly black.
Yeah. So yeah, it's not a it's not a confusion situation with their jerseys. I mean, it was like one of the worst things I've ever seen. And that was just a tip of the iceberg between these two teams.
You didn't answer my question. Was there a lot of wind?
I don't think so.
Yeah, barometric pressure was.
I'm looking at yesterday's weather. It was Las Cruces, right?
Yeah, that's the home of New Mexico State, Landrum. Get it right.
No, I'm not the one that has that problem.
It's not New Mexico, which is in Albuquerque.
Hey, he's getting better. Yeah, the wind should not have played a factor. I'm
No,
looking at
there's-
yesterday's totals.
It looked like a really nice night in
Yeah.
Las Cruces.
I mean, your max wind was 15.
Yeah.
Your visibility was 10.
Yeah.
That was not a issue either.
Delaware beat Middle Tennessee State 31-28. So Derek Mason continues to tear it up there in Murfreesboro.
Well, it's a rebuild bet.
I think he probably should think about going back to the SEC network. I thought he was good at the SEC network.
He's very good at the SEC network, and he's well thought of as a coach.
Be a good defensive coordinator.
Tough what he inherited there.
He had a cup of coffee at Auburn.
He did. He did not get along with Brian Harsin.
Imagine
I don't
that.
think those two still exchange holiday cards.
Where would Vanderbilt be without the Derek Mason era? He laid the foundation, right?
Ah, he did.
Mhm.
Right.
Brick by brick.
They're still working on that.
So did
foundation.
Woody Weidenhofer.
He wasn't blessed with the golden boy that is Diego Pavia.
No, he wasn't.
He had to play with a lot less.
Just think if Woody Weidenhofer had Diego Pavia at
Oh,
quarterback.
mm.
He wouldn't have had to go work at the toll booth down in Destin.
I think he chose to do that.
No, I know, but
Yeah.
I was just saying that his coaching career would have lasted a lot longer.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Well,
That's what I
there's-
meant.
Yeah.
I have no problem with someone working at a toll booth.
No.
Sounds like a very relaxing. That's a beautiful part of the country.
Yeah.
Got no problem with that.
Oh, you got your own little confined workspace.
Yeah.
Handling dirty money all day. It's good.
Now it's just you're just tapping stuff now.
Well, it's
You're not taking people's nickels anymore,
some people do.
do they?
They have that option.
Okay.
I hated it. The ones that didn't do the tap to pay before that, and then they would register your tag, and then they would send you something in the mail.
That happened to me the last time I went to the beach.
Did it?
Yeah. You just drive right through and then they send you that lovely thing in the mail.
They send you the still shot, the black and white of your automobile as it passed through and the date and the time.
Yeah, I don't know if this has happened to y'all. So on that same trip going to the beach, apparently they have these things now where, okay, so you know how some of the red lights will have the camera, so if you run a red light, it'll catch you and they'll send you a ticket?
Yeah.
Apparently, this was in Bryant, Alabama. They have the same thing for speed traps. And so, I mean, it was in the middle of the afternoon. I was going 10 miles over the speed limit, and I got a ticket in the mail a month later because I got caught by some radar gun that they had on the side of the road. I didn't know you could do that. Yeah, I got a speeding ticket from a stationary radar gun.
Really?
Yeah,
How fast were you going?
10 miles over.
What was the speed limit?
It was 35. I was going 45.
Okay.
But it said I was in a school zone, but I was in a school zone at 6 p.m.
Why don't you go to court and fight it?
because I don't want to drive down to Bryan, Alabama and do that.
I'll represent you.
I mean, it was only like a $70 ticket, but I didn't know you could do that. Seems unfair.
I'm finishing up all my coursework on LegalZoom, so
Well, if I break the law and I don't get caught, I don't feel like I should be held accountable.
Okay.
welcome back, Conrad.
Yeah. It's good to have you back. Oh, boy. All right. When we come back on Three Man Front, a big political announcement this morning in the state of Alabama. A very familiar name has decided that they want to advance their career in the world of politics. Wonder who it could be. That's next. It's 10:18. Welcome back. This is Three Man Front on Jocks. 1-800-239-WJOX. Courtesy GMC text line 205-834-9450.
Well, as football season moves on, you know that means changes in the weather are coming, and you need to protect your HVAC system with a checkup from a trained comfort specialist so that when the cold weather hits, you'll have peace of mind that you're protected by America's most reliable and most trusted brand. So go and find a comfort specialist near you at Train.com. It's hard to stop a train.
There's been a lot of speculation, a lot of conversation in the state of Alabama about some folks that's been tied to sports and industry in this state possibly running for public office. I think we all know who we're talking about. Is he going to do it? Is he not going to do it? Well, this morning, this was announced.
Even as a kid, I loved football because there was something special about joining the fight, taking charge, and motivating others to win. When Coach Saban recruited me to play quarterback for the University of Alabama, he taught me the principles of being a leader, and together, we won back-to-back national championships. And playing in the NFL reinforced the importance of achieving goals bigger than ourselves. My roots run deep in Alabama, and with my football career behind me, Catherine and I are raising our boys here, instilling in them our deep Christian faith and teaching them the fundamental morals that make this state so special. But today, Alabama's conservative and cultural values are under attack from every direction. That's why Charlie Kirk's assassination affected so many of us so deeply. His example convinced me to get off the sidelines and get into the game and stand tall for our conservative beliefs. So today, I'm announcing my candidacy for Lieutenant Governor of Alabama. The Montgomery insiders and career politicians have had their chance. It's time for political newcomers and outsider candidates like me to lead the battle. While playing for the Cincinnati Bengals, I endorsed President Trump in 2016 because he was an outsider candidate. And when Coach Tuberville is governor, I'll be the quarterback who helps pass his conservative outsider agenda. Alabama is my home. It's made me who I am, and I feel led from above to give back to the state that has given me so much. So if you're ready for a new voice, a fresh perspective, and want Alabama to remain the nation's conservative and moral leader, just remember one simple phrase: AJ for LG. I'd appreciate your support.
There you go. You heard it. Former Alabama National Championship winning quarterback A.J. McCarron announces he is running for political office in the office of Lieutenant Governor in 2026. The Mobile native, former Cincinnati Bengals quarterback, most recently quarterback of the St. Louis Battlehawks. He has been considering, reportedly, whether to run for U.S. Senate or Lieutenant Governor. So I am curious why he decided not to run for U.S. Senate.
I have no idea. I didn't even know who our lieutenant governor was until I looked it up. Did anybody else?
Who is it?
It's Will Ainsworth.
Oh, I've heard that name before.
Yeah.
I have too. But Will Ainsworth, and in case you're wondering, the primary roles include presiding over the Alabama Senate, breaking tie votes, succeeding the governor in case of vacancy, and appointing members to numerous state boards and commissions.
But how many national championships has he won?
Ainsworth, I don't know. He might have been a state champion wrestler. Who knows?
I like the I'll be the quarterback to pass the little play on words there that he threw in.
Yeah.
So we potentially could have an Auburn governor
Split ticket.
and an
on
Alabama
the same
lieutenant
side.
governor.
House divided.
A ticket divided.
So McCarron's going to be up against Alabama's Secretary of State Wes Allen, Alabama's Secretary of Agriculture Rick Pate, and commercial realtor Nicole Wadsworth in the lieutenant governor's race. So A.J. McCarron, I did not know until I had heard a rumor a couple weeks ago that he potentially was looking at a political run, either the U.S. Senate or a statewide office. I did not know that he had that interest in him. I did not know. He might have been a political science major at Alabama. Not really sure. But Catherine Webb could one day be our first lady of the state of Alabama.
Brent Musburger's going to be happy about that.
What is lieutenant governor? What would that be? Would that be second lady of Alabama? Lieutenant governor's wife?
I suppose.
Sure.
Yes, sure.
Sounds good.
I liked his logo. It's pretty cool. If you saw it, with the football going through the AJ.
Oh, wasn't the
The tattoo?
Yeah, it wasn't his tattoo.
No, that might be in a later
That would have been a good logo. It's big.
ad. I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm still checking out to see if Ainsworth played any college ball. He didn't. I didn't see it.
I'm sure there's a couple championships in there somewhere.
Well,
Maybe a state title or something.
You got to look at the Secretary of State, Wes Allen, Secretary of Agriculture, Rick Pate. See if they
Ooh.
played.
All
Nicole
right.
Wadsworth, if she was a college athlete.
I'm reading here, and Ainsworth's a big Auburn guy. Says here, father's a member of the Auburn University Board. Graduated from Westbrook Christian, and then attended Auburn.
Really is a split ticket.
Is he not running again? These are things I need to know. That could be fun.
Maybe he's running for Senate. I don't know.
Maybe so.
I think the Senate field's going to get a little crowded here in a little bit.
So are you declaring that AJ has your vote?
No, I am not endorsing a candidate whatsoever. I possibly will have an announcement in regards to who I would like to see win the U.S. Senate seat in the state of Alabama soon.
Yeah. That'd be great if we get that announcement.
But yeah, I have to look at everyone's platforms, Landrum,
I do too, man.
before I come up with a decision who I'm going to vote for lieutenant governor.
No, I'm all about the issues. I don't care where you went to school.
That's right. It's about money in your pocket.
Conrad, I don't care how many games you won.
I will just say
Are you going to
this.
win over the fine constituents of the state of Alabama?
I will just say this. When it comes to voting for any political office, I think the last thing that I would care about in a candidacy is athletic accomplishments. It's nice, but.
Unless it was Tua running.
Well, I mean, he'd win in a landslide, though, so. Did you see what he said yesterday? About how sometimes he's too small so he can't see the field right, and so he can't make all the throws? Good Lord, man. He cannot shut up.
No, wait a second. Was that the cartoon I sent you of Tua?
No. No.
Oh, gosh.
I bonked my head for the Dolphins. No, but in his press conference yesterday, he really did. Somebody asked him a question. He said, yeah, sometimes I can't see Jalen Waddle on the field because I can't see over the offensive line because I'm too short. It's like, man, he has become too honest this year.
Yeah,
I think it's
people
bad
don't-
for you. Think about Kyler Murray
Yeah,
out there in Arizona.
He's doing better than Tua is.
Yeah. Leaf, you think you have it bad. Flutie had it really bad back in the day.
Oh, God.
Oh, bless him, right?
Well, I'm sure Miami's very happy about that extended contract they gave him.
Strike when the iron's hot. Good for him. Good for him.
Can't see.
Oh, my goodness. All right. You can tell where we're going here. We've got 30 minutes to take your phone calls, your text messages on anything you would like to talk about over the next half hour. Then we've got guests in 11 o'clock, and then Brett Noseworthy at 12:30. This is Three Man Front on Jocks. It is 10:30. Welcome back in. This is Three-Man Front. We will go to Tuscaloosa, Alabama, coming up at 11 o'clock. Talk to Rodney Orr, Rob Pate. Dr. Pate, former Auburn DB, will join the show at 11:45. Brett Norsworthy, WHBQ Radio at 12:30 as we get ready for a wonderful weekend of SEC football. We mentioned last night's games. Tonight, you do have a game at Georgia State as South Alabama, 1-6 in the Sun Belt. 1-6 overall, 0-3 in the Sun Belt. They're taking on Georgia State, who is 1-6, also 0-3 in the Sun Belt. So maybe not the very best of football that we have the option for tonight. But if you like the entertainment portion of betting, the line is currently South Alabama -6.5. Point total 55.5. But if you like the professional variety of football, the 7:15 game tonight is the Vikings at Chargers. You know, the Chargers started out winning their first 3 games, and everybody thought, oh, they're going to run away with the old AFC. Now they've lost 3 of their last 4. Meanwhile, the Vikings, they're 3-3. How about this stat for you? The NFC against the AFC this year, they're 25-13. So, got an NFC versus AFC matchup tonight. Just saying. If you're looking for an angle. Maybe not.
Love your angles.
Chargers looked really good to start the season.
It's
Now
not an
they're kinda
endorsement.
coming back
It's
to
an
it a little
angle.
bit. Yeah.
Just an angle.
Yeah.
Hopefully it'll
So-
be a good game.
Something to chew on.
Yeah. Not an endorsement.
We get to watch J.J. McCarthy play tonight. Maybe.
Is he playing?
Maybe.
He's my fave.
Do you think him and Harbaugh will hug before the game?
Oh, that's a good question.
I sure hope so.
I'm sure they will.
Or maybe if he's inactive, he'll wear like khaki pants like Harbaugh,
Mm-hmm.
and then they'll hug at midfield.
What if he wears a Michigan shirt on the sideline?
With Woody Hayes glasses.
Will Connor Stallions be in attendance?
Holding and petting a chicken.
But which sideline would it be on? Do you go with your quarterback or the head guy?
Right
I mean,
on.
you'd probably
Need to
be on
bring the
Harbaugh's
chicken.
side.
Yeah, bring the chicken.
He goes Harbaugh.
Have the chicken.
Last
Under the
night, the SEC availability reports come out. Good news for Alabama. Outside of the players that you already knew that was going to be out because they're pretty much lost for the season. I'm talking about Rusal, Latham, Jones, and Beeman. Nobody, 0, from the Alabama perspective, showed up on the availability report. Now, again, they got a couple more days of practice. Somebody might, twist an ankle or bump their head, whatever the case may be.
Sometimes you got to bonk your head for your team, you know?
Yeah.
Lay it all out there.
Meanwhile, South Carolina, questionable Jatavius Shivers, offensive lineman. Probable is going to be Goodwine, a defensive lineman, and Hay, an offensive lineman. I heard you talking about that this morning, Conrad, on the Damian Mitchell show about one of their backup linemen.
Yeah, hey, he was out last week for the Oklahoma game, but he's their backup center. But if you've watched South Carolina at all this year, it's very clear that their offensive line is one of the weaknesses of their team, and they got 3 guys banged up there. So something to monitor. Maybe another big Yonze Pierre game on Saturday.
18th meeting between these two teams, tied 14-3 all time against the Gamecocks. We all remember one of those games. Our teammate Greg McElroy was the quarterback.
He was not throwing it to Alshon Jeffrey.
No, he
who
wasn't.
Who had a really big day.
And-
Steven
and-
Garcia, that's
And
the game. that-
Lattimore had a good game too.
Yeah.
They had a pretty good team.
They were good that year.
Yep. And
Yep.
Garcia
2010.
played out of his mind. Like never saw him perform that way again,
No.
ever.
And McElroy was good in that game.
He was. Didn't he throw for over 300?
Yep. Had 3 touchdowns. Didn't throw any picks.
Yeah.
It was his teammates letting him down.
Yeah.
All those other future first-round draft picks.
Yeah, it was not Greg's fault.
Nope.
It was everybody else's. I'll give you another angle if you're interested. The Tide, they have won 62 of their last 64 games when they score a touchdown on their opening drive.
That is an angle.
They've done a good job of that this year.
Their first possession of the game, 62 out of their last 64 games. When that has happened, they have won it. So keep your eye on that. If Alabama gets their first time and they come down and score a touchdown. 62 of 64.
It's a good percentage.
Take that.
Well, based on how South Carolina's offense has played, you might be able to hang on to that for a
All
while.
right, look, you're going to get an inspired South Carolina crowd. You'll get an inspired South Carolina team. Maybe you see some new wrinkles, but based on what I've seen from the offense, and the same goes for Auburn. There's not a whole lot that you can change in just a couple of days' time, and that's realistic. From when the game ends, guys got to rest. Come in, you watch the film. There's not a whole lot of time to put stuff together. I know people think, well, it's week to week. You can put a lot of stuff in there. No, there's really you can't.
Here was the most shocking thing to me looking at the South Carolina offense for this. So Lenore Sellers, very good dual threat quarterback. Take a guess. How many rushing yards do you think he's averaging this year per game?
Per game, under 30.
15.
Yeah.
He has one rushing touchdown, and it was against Virginia Tech in the season opener.
How much of that is just trying to preserve the body? How much of that is trying to show NFL scouts this is what I do, this is who I
That I
am?
can
Don't
throw?
confuse me for a run first, throw next kind of
Maybe.
guy.
Maybe so.
Well, this plays off of what Conrad just mentioned. This is the most startling thing. So the SEC statistics, when you look at them, and let's take rushing yards, total rushing yards in the conference. They have players 1 through 45 listed. Lenore Sellers is 45th in the SEC in rushing. 44 guys are better than him at running the football.
What did he average? Do you have that? What did he average last year?
He has 108 total yards of rushing this year.
I find it interesting that you get less from that angle. I don't know how much of that was dictated by offense, by design, play call, what they wanted to run, but he is getting millions of dollars
He is
to play a season of football. Millions.
He is 16th in the SEC in passing.
Mm.
Lenore Sellers.
He
He's
averaged-
45th in rushing.
He averaged 52 yards a game last year.
Okay.
Rushing.
He's got 108 total this year. 45th in the conference in running the football, and he's 16th in passing.
He averaged 4 yards a carry last year. This year, he's averaging 1.3 yards per carry. Obviously, sack yards play into that, but still.
South Carolina in the SEC, in SEC games, they're averaging below 300 yards of total offense. A little bit better because they played a couple other teams outside of conference.
Of all the years we couldn't get Auburn and South Carolina together.
Now, what's the stat with, I should know it off the top of my head, Hugh Freeze at Auburn against top-ranked opponents?
Was
Top
it 1
25?
in 1 in 10, 1 in 11?
1-11?
Is that what it
Or
is?
is it 1-12 now?
He's 1-12 versus ranked opponents.
Okay.
Would you like to take a guess at what Shane Beamer is at South Carolina against ranked opponents?
Shane Beamer, I think I brought the stat up yesterday. I think is he won 5 or 7 games?
He is 7-16
7 and 16. That's the
against
number.
ranked opponents at South Carolina. Matter of fact, if you take a look at the history of South Carolina football, the first 5 years of a head coach, and that goes Spurrier, Lou Holtz, Scott,
Muschamp.
Muschamp, you can go back even further than that. He is tied with Steve Spurrier with the number of ranked wins in the first 5 years at South Carolina.
So it'll be a big one for him.
Mm-hmm.
He beat Clemson when they were number 5, I think.
Yeah, because they had that year a couple years ago where they beat Tennessee and Clemson in, like 2 out of 3 weeks at the end of the season. And, yeah, with Spencer Rattler.
That would be very huge. Meanwhile, the Auburn Tigers, the availability report, Donovan Starr and Brandon Frazier, they showed up on the probable list for Auburn last night. Meanwhile, Arkansas, they've got 9 players officially out. 9.
Their availability reports kind of look like Oklahoma's last year.
Yeah,
I was-
it's bad.
I was on a
It's really
show this morning in Fayetteville. They got 2 defensive linemen that are out, which they think is going to be a really big deal. But I said, just wait. If you haven't been studying Auburn.
Well, at this point, based on Arkansas's defensive numbers, does it really matter
Does
if
it really
their
matter?
defensive line guys are out?
No.
I'm not being ugly. I'm just being
No.
because on the report, they've only got 1 listed. Well, he's probable. That's a defensive lineman.
Well, the surprise for them was Cam Ball because he was somebody that he had his best game of the year last week against A&M, and
Yeah, he's out.
That was kind of the one that I saw Arkansas people were a little concerned about.
Yep. So,
But to your point, when you're giving up 33 points a game, does it really? Might be good to have some, fresh blood in there. See what you got with some of the young guys.
you may throw out one more angle for you. This is from Arkansas, Auburn.
Yeah.
The duo of Taylon Green and Mike Washington, the outstanding running back, just those two members of the Arkansas football team, they have rushed for 125 more yards than the entire Auburn football team. Those two players.
They're good. Plus, I think Taylon Green has almost 600 rushing yards already.
Those two players for Arkansas, they've rushed for 1,260 yards. The whole Auburn football team, Jackson Arnold, running backs, wideouts, whoever has been handed the ball as a technical handoff, they've only rushed for 1,135 yards. So the quarterback and the running back for Arkansas has 125 yards more rushing than the entire Auburn football team.
Good news for Auburn is they're really good against the run, and they have played a dual threat quarterback, a guy that was different in kind of how he does it, Marcel Reed, when they play Texas A&M. But Taylon Green, it's a different animal, and your best hope is obviously contain him. But if you can turn him over, sometimes he'll turn himself over. But that's been his nemesis.
It has, and I brought the stat up this morning, and this has to make you feel good if you're Auburn now. Taylon Green is a better running quarterback than any of the guys they played so far.
Yes.
But you played Mateer, Stockton, you brought up Marcel Reed, Pribula, guys that are mobile. The most rushing yards Auburn's given up to a quarterback this year was Mateer, 29 yards. So that makes you feel good, but again, Taylon Green a little bit of a different animal.
He is, but I feel like Arkansas is going to have to find success with big plays and him throwing the football against this Auburn team. I think that's where they're most vulnerable, as we've seen thus far.
Well, Texas A&M's defense very comparable to Auburn's defense, and Arkansas is the fourth best offense in America, 516 yards on average per SEC contest.
Well, and Bobby Petrino, he's a guy that politicked for the Auburn job at least a couple of times in the past. If he thinks he's still got a shot, and Hunter Yurachek could hire him for Bobby P 2.0 there in Fayetteville, he's going to show out. He will leave nothing uncovered. But I'm sure that DJ Durkin is well aware of all of this. So who knows? I like Arkansas in the game.
We will that'll be part of our Bet It or Forget It tomorrow, one of our games. All right, when we come back, we'll open up the phones, 1-800-239-WJOX. We'll get to your calls momentarily. 1-800-239-WJOX. It is halftime of the kickoff sales event at Courtesy GMC. Right now, get up to $15,000 off remaining 2025 Sierra 1500s and 2500s with the absolute lowest prices you're going to find anywhere in the state of Alabama. The all-new 2026 Sierras, they're rolling in daily there to the 9-acre lot at Courtesy GMC in Trussville. And for a limited time, they're marked at all 2025 prices from last year. So that's a great deal for you. And remember, every new GMC comes with Courtesy's exclusive 7-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. So get by, see Josh Gargis, Drew Lawley, great people there at Courtesy GMC. I've taken my business there for years. My family has as well. And you're going to find out quickly why their name is Courtesy. Courtesy GMC in Trussville, courtesybirmingham.com.
Phone lines are open, 800-239-WJOX. Richard in Pelham is up first. Hey, Richard.
Hey, guys. Good morning.
Morning.
Unfortunately, when you mentioned about Alabama scoring first and winning the game, they did that against Florida State, but of course didn't win the game.
That was one of the 62 out of 64.
Yes. And they put the stat up right after Alabama scored the touchdown, showing that they had only lost like one game. I'm like, oh, we're good, right? and then the rest of the game happened. But anyway, I want to bring this, I'm not in favor of these coaches getting fired and the buyouts and all that, and I wish there was a way they could just, where the coaches didn't have so much leverage. But watching the Alabama-Tennessee game, every game you watch, each school gets, like a 30-second infomercial about the school, and they're always really good, but why you should come to that school. And that's just part of what you see during a game. But those last 7 or 8 minutes on national TV of the Alabama-Tennessee game was worth probably millions of dollars in advertising for Alabama. You could not get a better infomercial showing hundreds of students lighting up cigars, sororities or whatever, smoking as Alabama's dominating on the field against the big rival, and the lights are going on and off, the music's playing, and that's basically saying this is the campus life you're going to get if you come to Alabama.
No, listen, you're absolutely right, and I point to this because right at the very beginning of the Nick Saban dominant era at Alabama, Paul and I, obviously, we were doing our show on Sirius XM Radio along with here on Jocks, and we would get so many phone calls from people in Pennsylvania and upstate New York, and they were talking about how their kids are going to come to Alabama, and we were always perplexed by it by saying, okay, just curious, why would you want to come to Tuscaloosa when, you've got other opportunities on the East Coast? And they all said the same thing, what you just said, which is when I watch an Alabama football game and I see the college life and see the young people, and so many, fathers would call on our show and say, well, my daughter wants to go to Alabama because the sorority life looks incredible. And the game day atmosphere at Alabama looks like something that we would never have up here in the North. And so I agree with you 100%. I mean, it is amazing how many out-of-state tuition Alabama has been able to get over the course of the last 15 years, basically because they had an excellent football team.
Oh, you just said it better than I could say it. Thank you, Pat. Yes. And I just found it's 56% female, 44% male is a current enrollment. Last year they topped 40,000 for the first time, and this year it's 42,000.
Wow.
And so it's Alabama's trending in the right direction in so many ways. So I just thought that was remarkable.
There's an old saying, Richard, that says that your football program is the front porch to your university.
Well, I think there's some truth to it, right? And maybe
absolutely.
That's why these schools are so quick to just pull the trigger, and buy out these coaches, is because they want to. It's part of a way of recruiting new students. But anyway, thanks for the call, guys.
Hey, thank you. We appreciate it. Let's go to Bama Hater wants to talk gambling and college football SEC this weekend. Hey, Bama Hater.
Hey, man, y'all doing all right?
Yeah, how are you?
I can't complain. I want to send a direct message to Molly. Hey, Molly, don't you get tired of all of that Alabama group hugging while you in the background? Did you just hear all that group hugging they just did about Alabama?
I did hear it.
Yeah.
She knows it's true,
guys.
Bama Hater.
She's the face painter of the group.
I am the face
She's
painter.
painting Pat's face as we speak.
Hey, Pat.
Yes.
Landrum and Molly and Lugnut. Hey, for you 4 people, I'm putting my hat in the ring to run for governor of Alabama. Now, how many votes can I get?
4.
I appreciate it.
You
Now,
got
let me
vote for you.
talk about what I want.
Wait. Pat wants to know, what's your stance on lottery and gambling?
Yes, that's like
We
number one.
want- Hey, it's overdue, and Alabama is behind one of the slowest states in the South. We're behind Mississippi, and they already have a lottery.
That's
So
right.
I'm all for a lottery.
There you
Day
go.
one.
Hey, me and Landrum, we are on your campaign.
I
Let's
do
go.
think our literacy rate is higher.
Hey, let me get started, man. First of all, I'm ex-military, and I swore oath to this country to uphold the laws and the rest. And I'm a law-abiding citizen, right? But this is why I got a beef with our justice system. You know, the lady of justice, she's supposed to be blindfolded, correct?
Correct.
But these days, I think she has a pirate patch over one of her eyes. You know, because I'm saying that because in certain situations, first of all, we're supposed to have law precedents. That means if something happens and this was a crime and this was the punishment, if the same thing happens again, you're supposed to get the same punishment. That's my understanding of precedents. But these days, you have laws that are being broken. People get punished. Then what I really don't like about the justice system, if somebody's convicted of a crime, they are sentenced. Why should they be pardoned? That's like, okay, you can commit a crime and get punished, but if this person that is so high up in America can get you off the hook, then what was the use of using our justice system to punish a person for breaking our laws? The justice system in America, it sucks. Let me put that out there. It sucks because if you have money, if you're powerful, you're influential, you have all of this going for you, you can commit crimes and get away with it. But the average Joe, you're going to get punished for doing the same thing that those people are doing. That's my whole issue with this justice system. I don't think it's fair, and I don't think it'll ever be fair. So, you know, this what's going on with the NBA guys and the gambling, it didn't start today, and it's not going to stop tomorrow. So I think it's just selective punishment for certain people. That's my take on that whole situation.
Thank you, Bama Hater. We appreciate it. Good stuff. By the way, I misspoke. Our literacy rate is not higher than Mississippi. So before you text in, I corrected myself. Thank you. We appreciate it. 800-239-WJOX. Let's go to Danny. He's in Oxford. Hey, Danny.
Hey, guys. I'm about to walk into a meeting, but real quick, I wanted to comment. About 6 years ago, I was in Vegas playing in a golf tournament, and we came up on one hole, and the president of Caesars Corporation was on this particular par 3.
Mm-hmm.
And we met him, and I had on a brand-new Alabama hat, and a Crimson Tide hat. And he said that his daughter was a sophomore at Alabama. And I said, really? And I said, did she grow up here in Vegas? He said, oh, yeah. So she just told me when she was about 13 or 14 that because of Nick Saban and football, and she wanted to go to the University of Alabama, so he took her across the country to go to the University of Alabama.
Wow.
And I had a brand new hat on. I said, I'll tell you what, I just wore this today. I'm going to give this to you if you want it. He said, really? I said, yeah. So he wore that hat all day.
That's
and
awesome.
he was the president of Caesars Corporation. But you were talking about the outreach that winning programs have across this country, and that was a prime example
You're
of it.
right. Absolutely. Great story. Hey, thanks for listening. Thanks for the call.
Thanks, Danny.
Appreciate it very much, Danny. I meant to ask him if he got his rooms comped.
I bet he saved that guy's number.
Think so?
Yeah, probably so. You know, having a good football program, but even at the D3 level, and I was exposed to it a little bit, how important having football. If you're successful, that's great. But just having and fielding a football team, that actually drives enrollment. And it's viewed as very, very important for most. We continue. Rodney Orr of Tighter Insider breaks down the matchup in Columbia, what we should be looking for. That's next on Three Man Front.